Hi everybody, this is Travis with Tpull's Corner. We're keeping the hand, I guess, but it could give us trouble. This is supposed to be a quick deck, a fast deck, and we don't really have much we can play for a while. And we don't even have the land to play stuff yet. We're using the Premade Armed and Dangerous deck. If you missed earlier in the week where we went over it, there should be an index card in the upper right where you can click and go there whenever you want and see me go over the cards in the deck. We're going to pass on this for now. We don't have to pay the equip cost on that later. He's waiting. That's a change. Usually there's a creature or two out already by now. I wonder if they're having land problems. Rescue Shieldmate. Scavenge Blade. Put it on a tougher creature. Ten points of damage on turn 4. This is kind of the way the deck's supposed to work, but there is usually some resistance, some kind of response. And that was nothing. It's hard to give credit for the deck to that. My opponent played 3 lands and did nothing else the entire time, right? 2 lands, 3 lands. Don't matter. If all you're going to do is play lands, you are going to lose. So that was too quick. We're going to go do another one. After this, we'll go in and examine the deck and do a post-game analysis and go over how we would change up the deck and make it different. Hopefully make it better. We don't have any 1-drops, so we'll play the tap land, and that'll be it. He's got something, it's probably like a shock or something that's holding on priority, so we're gonna have to wait for him to choose each time. Might as well tell him, it's your go. That's pretty bad. I'm kind of disappointed in this deck. I wanted to like it better. It has not performed well. We're less than 50-50 with it. I mean, if we win this one, then we might be 50-50 for the trial phase here. Okay, what can we put out? We can put out Dancing Sword, because we have to pay an equip cost later for that no matter what. It doesn't automatically come equipped. We don't have enough to put our creature out yet. We're probably facing Mono Red Goblin deck, and they are usually a lot faster than this. Maybe he's like playing us on his mobile phone and he's in the bathroom and getting distracted or something. It usually does not take a lot of time and effort to play a 1-cost goblin. This is what we're facing these days. And I usually feel bad for Goblin decks under the current meta, but I think Goblins already beat this deck once earlier on. Okay, we've got 3. He might have removal. I don't know. Let's just put out the hammer. He's got something holding up priority. Maybe he'll tap out. I don't want to put down a 3/3 and have him hit it for 3 points of damage. I want to have a chance to get something on there, like maybe equip the Dancing Sword, so that we have something that survives. Or maybe just put Halvar out by himself. Excellent. Alright, let's put Kargan out. We're tapped out, so we don't have to worry about getting hit for 3 points. Hopefully he doesn't have a 4-point damage spell handy. Well, if they took a long time before, we're really making them think now. There you go. Okay, 2 points. Gonna do 2 burn spells on me. There you go. Okay, we're gonna take action. We'll make it a Dancing Sword creature. Get rid of 1 threat. Okay, we have 5, so let's go ahead and bring down Halvar. We can't use his special ability just to attach an equipment that's out on the battlefield. It has to already be on another creature if we wanted to switch it over to him. Did not want to attack. Okay. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, it gets +2 in haste. We cannot stand to let that threat sit around, so it goes away. And then we'll put Rune of Speed on the hammer. And then we'll put down a chump blocker in case he manages to remove Halvar. Alright, he can sacrifice a goblin and destroy a target artifact. That is a problem for our deck. He can sacrifice his own creature, or he can sacrifice the 2/2 token. We've only had 3 creatures really so far. I mean, 4 if you count Dancing Sword, but we're kind of short on creatures right now. There we go, that's what we wanted. When we equip him, he has haste. We don't need to move him. Oh, we just target the same creature. It's a little tricky how Halvar's battle works. You do have to select something. You can't just submit 0. So you're just attaching it to that creature. And now he's got to decide if he's going to sacrifice something or not. We're going to force the issue. We're low enough health. We don't want him to rush with him and hit us for another point of damage from the enchantment anyway. And this is mono red goblins, and normally this would be over by now, but oh man, he's got to think every single turn. They're not used to people attacking them. They're used to just attacking and forgetting, not having to stop. But this happens a lot to mono red goblins now. You get one good creature down, and suddenly their offense is blunted. And this happens a lot to me anyway, where the opponent gets to womp on me for a little bit and get my health low, and as soon as I reach a turning point, suddenly they either scoop or they just start to rope. They can't seem to figure out what to do. Blocking won't prevent the damage because it's trample damage. And because we had Halvar's ability, it had double strike. So it never took any damage, and he should have sacrificed that creature with the Goblin Trashmaster to eliminate the artifact. That enchantment will do him no good whatsoever. That won't necessarily help him, but maybe he's just trying to get through and see what he has next turn to help him survive. What he doesn't understand is that he's not going to survive. We're going to target the creature over here, give it double strike. And double strike means we have first strike. Oh, was that only when attacking? Oh well. There we go. Take action, attack. First strike, double strike. Feel sorry for a poor mono red goblin deck. Alright, 2 wins. That puts us, I think we had, there was one video we lost where we just had 0 chance because it didn't give us the right lands and stuff like that. So we're just under 50% for testing out this deck. So I think it needs to be changed up a little. Let's go into the deck. Oh, I got 5 wins. Ooh, Child of the Pack. I think I might have 3 or 4 copies of that one now. Okay, let's go in and look at the deck real quick and give you my opinion on what we would do to upgrade it. Mine's not necessarily the most comprehensive, well thought out upgrade. This is more just spur of the moment. The normal stuff that I talk about at first. Axguard Armory didn't really show up for us all that often, so it wasn't really that much of a factor. But the pathways, they only give you one, so you want all 4 of those. If you haven't crafted your wild cards to get 4 copies yet, that's always a good thing to use your wild cards on. But I would get 3 more of those so you don't run into a problem I have every now and then where it gives you like 3 planes and all red spells and that kind of thing. That can happen to you. So more pathways in there reduces the odds of that happening. Too many Kite Sail Clerics. 2 is too many. It's not that great a card. The tapping can be beneficial if it's strategically used, but it almost never happens. And sometimes when you get the card, you're not in a position to take advantage of that kicking cost, even if you can't afford it. So I'd get rid of 1 of those. What else would I get rid of? I think there's too many Dwarven Hammers. So I would get rid of 1 artifact. I would get rid of 1 Dwarven Hammer. There just isn't enough interaction in here, so there's not enough removal. I would get rid of 1 Shepherd of the Cosmos, actually. If you have a chance to have a longer game and you get through, it's hard to see you wanting to use both of them. Really, if you get 1, use it, take it for its value. If it doesn't come up, it's not that big a deal. It's just not that awesome a card. I mean, it can be good in other decks, and it's not bad to bring back something like a Fireblade Charger if you have other equipment set out. You know, it's not that it's a useless card, but it's expensive. And what I would say is, out of all the creatures that we only have 19 creatures. That's not heavy on creatures. So we do need creatures. We definitely need more interaction. One of the previous pre-made decks, we had like 8 pieces of removal, and I said that wasn't enough. What do we have for removal here? We got 3 Royal Eruptions, and we've got 1 Pigment Storm. You know, and that's mostly, and you're kind of relying on things like Resolute Strike to help you remove obstacles and that kind of thing. And that can work, you know, or maybe you can use Halvar to shift around equipment and suddenly get double strike on something and blah, blah, blah. But that's not really enough removal. So yeah, remove 1 Kite Sail Cleric, maybe go down 1 Shepherd of the Cosmos, and get rid of 1 Dwarven Hammer. And what we'd add in is we need 1 spell to destroy an artifact or enchantment. We definitely need to have that possibility in mind. Maybe 1 Doomscar as for a board wipe in case things start off badly against you for the first part of the match. And 1 more removal spell, probably something like, you know, Exile Tapped Creature, or, you know, a Cleave spell that you can destroy a target attacking creature, or even just a Pacify, something like that. Any one of those would work just fine. But you need something in case they get a large creature. Like we're going up against a lot of lifelink decks in the meta where they can grow them if they get you into a standoff. They can go up like against a 10-10, you know, or a 12-14 or a 20-20 creature at some point. So a Pacifier Destroy card would work a lot better than Royal Eruption. So relying on, you know, 3 Royal Eruptions and 1 Pigment Storm for interaction is really no good. This deck is overly dependent on trying to get the artifacts and creatures in just the right mix early enough to get an early knockout. And in the current meta environment, it's not fast enough. Sometimes it can be, but it's just too much of a gamble. So yeah, be able to deal with other artifacts and enchantments, get a little bit more removal, maybe 1 board wipe. That's what I do to upgrade it right away. And we'll leave it there. Put down in the comments, if you would, what other things you might like to see replace cards in this deck to make it better. Or, you know, ask more questions if you want. Remember to like and subscribe. Come back for the next week. We'll probably be doing another pre-made in the series. Travis plays the pre-mates. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.